All right, let's get into it. We're talking artificial intelligence, and this isn't just another tech trend. We're talking about something that some of the smartest people alive think will either save us all or, well, be the last thing we ever invent.
So listen to this. You'd probably guess this quote is from, I don't know, The Matrix or something, right? Nope. This was written way back in 1863. That's just wild. It goes to show you this fear, this idea that our own creations could turn on us, it's not new at all. It's been rattling around in our heads for centuries.
But here's the thing. For a long time, this was all just philosophy, right? Fun thought experiments. But it's not a thought experiment anymore. It's a real, urgent, practical debate happening right now. So, is this it? Has that time finally come?
And really, that one question is what this is all about. We're not just talking about, computers that are a little bit smarter. For a whole lot of really serious experts, this has become a question of our actual survival. Our survival.
So what changed? Well, the big thing is this concept called artificial general intelligence, or AGI for short. This is not the AI that suggests what you should watch next on Netflix or beats you at chess. No. We're talking about something totally different. A machine that can think, learn, and create in basically any area a human can, and maybe, just maybe, do it a whole lot better.
Okay, so this gets to the absolute core of the problem. If you manage to build something that's way smarter than you are, how in the world do you make sure it's on your team? How do you know it wants what you want? This is what everyone in the field is talking about. They call it the alignment problem. So what is AI alignment really? At its heart, it's this massive programming challenge. It's about trying to bake human values, our goals, our ethics, right into the code of an AI. The trick is doing that for a system that could eventually become incomprehensibly intelligent. You know, the classic genie in a bottle story is the perfect way to think about this. You tell the genie, I wish to be at the airport, and poof, you're standing on the runway right in front of a 747 that's about to land. The genie gave you exactly what you said, but not what you meant. That right there is the alignment problem.
And that whole idea leads you right to the next terrifying question, what they call the control problem. Okay, so let's say we can't get the alignment perfect. Can we at least, keep the super smart AI in a box? Can we contain it?
Well, people have thought about this, of course. One idea is called boxing it. Basically, you stick the AI in this super secure, totally isolated digital prison. But there's a huge flaw in that plan. And the flaw is us, humans. A truly super intelligent AI wouldn't need to learn how to hack its way out. It could just talk. It could persuade, manipulate, or charm its human guards into believing that letting it out is the best idea anyone has ever had.
And this is where we get to the real heart of the matter. You'd think the people building this stuff would all be on the same page, right? Not even close. The smartest minds working on AI are completely, fundamentally split on what all this means for us. Basically, you've got two main camps. In one corner, you have the concerned. These are the people who think AI could be an existential risk, and by that they mean it could literally end humanity. Then, in the other corner, you have the skeptics. They think all this doom and gloom talk is just sci-fi nonsense that's distracting us from the problems AI is causing right now. Take AI researcher Melanie Mitchell. She's firmly in the skeptical camp. Her take is basically, look, I'm not scared of some super intelligent AI destroying humanity. She thinks the odds of that happening are extremely low. The leap from what we have now to Skynet is just way bigger than people realize.
But then, on the other side, you hear something from physicist Max Tegmark that is, well, it's pretty chilling. He says the danger isn't that AI will hate us. It won't be malicious. The danger is that it will be indifferent. He uses this analogy. We humans don't hate ants, but if we're building a new highway and there's an anthill in the way, too bad for the ants. So the terrifying question is, what happens if we become the ants?
So, okay, just how worried are the experts? Like, really? Well, what if I told you there was a number, a percentage, and that number is 5 to 10%?
What does that mean? Well, in a 2022 survey, experts were asked to put a number on the probability of AI causing human extinction, and 5 to 10% was the median answer. Let that sink in. That's not the most pessimistic guy in the room. That's the middle-of-the-road response. This isn't some crazy fringe idea anymore. It's a real concern, right in the heart of the AI community.
But look, it's not all about killer robots from the future, okay? a lot of the debate is shifting because many people are saying, hey, the dangers of AI are already here. They're not some single big event. There are these risks that are just piling up day after day.
And you know what they're talking about because you see it in the news all the time. These are the accumulative risks, stuff like deepfakes, making it impossible to know what's real, algorithms with built-in biases that decide who gets a loan or who goes to jail, and of course, the fact that just a handful of giant companies have all this power concentrated in their hands.
And sometimes the potential for misuse gets really, really dark. Geoffrey Hinton, this guy's literally called one of the godfathers of AI. He talked about being disgusted by a military proposal he saw. It was for a self-healing minefield. And what did healing mean? It meant the minefield would automatically repair itself after a silly civilian got blown up. A silly civilian. That's the kind of thing that's already on the drawing board.
So when you put all of this together, it leaves us at this huge crossroads, right? The stakes couldn't possibly be higher. So what's the move? Do we slam on the brakes or do we hit the gas?
And you've got two very different arguments here. In one camp, you have a lot of prominent people who signed an open letter calling for a pause on giant AI experiments. Their argument is pretty simple. Let's just slow down and let our wisdom and our laws catch up with the tech. But then the other camp fires back, saying that every single day we delay, we're holding back a technology that could be curing diseases, ending poverty, that we're actually causing harm by not moving faster.
And then, layered underneath all of that is the massive question of who's in charge. Who gets to control this thing? One AI community member put it in really stark terms. He said something like, look, I don't trust big companies, but I trust the government even less. So he said if he had to choose, he'd rather live in a corporate dystopia than a totalitarian one. What a choice, right? So, here we are. The smartest people on the planet can't agree. The people building the future are completely divided on whether that future is a utopia or an apocalypse. The path forward is, well, nobody knows. So we're going to leave you with the only question that really matters now. With all of this on the line, what do you think we should do?